G'day everyone. It's been a long time since I've done one of these videos. In fact, it's been a while since I've even been camping. Today, on a whim, which is usually the case when I go camping, I decided to go camping. But this time it's completely different. Because I don't have the trusty old Navara anymore, well, I still do, it's at home. I have a Mahindra. So, there's the new car. So far, I love it. I've only got about 6,500 k's on the clock. You can see there's the front of it. And this weekend I've set up the 12-volt power equipment in there, so that meant I could go camping. The only thing I've got to do now with this car is just put the winch on, and that's it, everything's done. But the other week I got the canopy put on, and it's got obviously the racks on top there, so I can put my kayak on there. And anyway, so where did I go? I've gone for the Upper Murray River again, but I'm smarter this time. I didn't go to where I went that time 2 years ago, where you could hear the conveyor belt in the distance. I think you can slightly hear it, but only if you really concentrate. I've gone further up river, or further downstream actually, further downstream towards the coast a bit. Only probably a kilometre or kilometre and a half further up from where I was the time before. There isn't much water in the river. There's enough for me. There's enough kayaking. Anyway, I'll show you the area. So I'll set up my camp just over here, and the river is just down here. And obviously enough people go camping here because you can see they've cut little steps going down to the river there. So obviously middle of summer, water level's down a fair way. But it's good enough for me. Okay, so this is the new setup with the Mahindra and my new kayak, and pretty much everything has been changed. The kayak, it's pretty good for a cheap kayak, cheap fishing one, not bad. Okay, so before the kitchen was all at the back of the Navara. Now it's on the side, conventional, like you see most people with canopies have these days. I've whipped up the backing board just with some leftover wood I had around home. It's 2 sheets of 3mm thick ply with some support bits of mesamine, I think it is mesamine pine or something in between it. So it is hollow, but the items are all sort of fitted with those like plasterboard expander screws behind it. So the same kitchen setup that I had from the Navara, it's just starting to sort of droop a bit here. I'll fix that up, but I'll put a new board on it just to get a bit of extra strength. This is a pull-out, like a drawer runner, so I can pull that out and set my little cooker up. I do have the double burner butane cooker there if I need it, but I'm usually just happy with the single. Pretty much that's just the pantry now, and then all the cutlery and everything like before. 12-volt oven, kitchen stuff. Up here, this is what I really couldn't show everyone before with my Navara setup, because the way that all the power equipment was, you couldn't really see it. But now you can see there's the 240-volt charger. If I have mains power, I can charge up. There's my Bluetooth for my solar, so I know how much is actually coming off the fixed solar panel and the, the folded solar panel, which I've got both of them set up right now. Obviously 1500 watt inverter. It's more than what I really need, I guess. Lights up here, but it's also connected to that as a master switch. There's my MPPT controller. Master cutout switches here. There's a little gauge there that tells me, oh, there we go. So obviously battery's got, 13.5 volts. So, and I'm not using much at the moment because the fridge is not, like, the compressor hasn't kicked in. Okay, so that's the power equipment on this side. The biggest change, I guess, is that I've put the shower awning, or annex, whatever you want to call it, under the 240 volt, sorry, 240, the 270 bloody degree awning. I get my numbers mixed up, and I've only had a swig of a beer. That's it. So I put this underneath here because I'm going to fix this up. But the problem is this sort of leans back a bit, so that's going up too high. So what I'll do is I'll fix up how I've got it bolted to sort of like bring it down a bit for the next camp. But now it's all set up. So there's the dunny, the shower. There's the, my water container that I use my shower water from. And obviously there's it's a battery powered shower. I'm really making a mess of this, aren't I? So there's the submersible, battery powered one. So it's all under the one awning now, which saves me from having to set up over here. I used to have the shower out that way on the old Navara, and if it rained or if it was hot, you didn't want to sit in the bloody, if you're on the toilet, you didn't want to sit under the bloody glaring sun or in the rain. So now it's all undercover. Obviously I can put my swag over there, that's fine, but I could put the swag anywhere I want. Once you put the awning, the annex walls out here, you get a bit of extra space anyway, so there's plenty of room, probably enough room for probably 3 people. Now on this side I've just got the cover down at the moment, but this is pretty much all storage, right? So majority of the tray is just storage. It's a mess because I've unloaded everything. You can see my trademark page mess wiring system there. I know those wires are a lot too long than what they should be, and they need to be cut down in length. I understand, I know. Part of it is I'm lazy, and the other part of it is that this was a rush job, so I'll fix that up soon. Batteries are in that makeshift little box I've got there, just so that nothing falls on top of the wiring in there. The space case has the annex walls and everything, and then that just has camping equipment in there. My mosquito net's there. Down in that toolbox that's underneath there is recovery gear, and just if anything goes wrong automotively. Like I said, I've just got to put the winch on now. Obviously there is a nice area inside the ball bar down there for the winch to go in, and there's actually like a plate you can remove. You can get the winch in that way, but I'll do that when I've got someone to help me, because it was a bastard of a job with the Navara to get the winch in. So yeah, that's everything. Up the top there I've got the fixed 110 watt solar panel that I had from the Navara, and went to Kmart and bought the little pool noodles, and that's what I put my kayak onto. Back to the kayak, I'm actually quite impressed with this, even though it's a cheapy King's kayak. I'm impressed because it's nearly impossible to capsize, and I know that's what fishing kayaks are, but yeah, I'm just very impressed with the kayak. Once I've been using this for a little bit and I go back to the red kayak, I find the red one's a lot less stable. The seat's brilliant, but yep, it's pretty comfy. And so I'm set up for the one night camp. I've gone a little bit over the top. I always do that when I go camping, but this is, as they say, a shakedown. And I've already realised I forgot something that I thought I had. In fact, I forgot 2 things. I forgot the meat, but I got tin food there, so I'm all right. And the other thing I forgot was the annex flooring. This is quite powdery, soft dirt here, so you can imagine in wintertime this would just be mud. Anyway, I'm gonna chill out now. I've got my own little private wharf, pretty much. Can't wait to just get out there with a beer or 2, cast the line. This spot is definitely a camp for one. Well, this is what I came out here for. I came out here to get away from civilization, get away from the city, get in my kayak, set up the camp. Well, I've had to resort to the old phone in the fridge trick. I don't know what the temperature is. I don't have an analog thermometer, and there's no phone reception here, but there's beer. And my phone's doing that old thing of saying it's too hot. So I couldn't take any photos or videos or anything. So I stuck it in the fridge for about 10-15 minutes. It's a trick I learnt when I was doing survey, but it was someone on the crew who used to stick their laptop in the freezer. And then one time they kind of forgot their laptop. And then they tried to defrost it. Anyway, you can imagine how that went. But it is pretty warm. It's manageable. I guess because you don't know what the temperature is. You don't know if it's... I remember when I was doing a survey up in... where was it? Near Jigalong, which is in the middle of WA, 200 kilometres sort of east of Newman. And it was about 50-something degrees. It was about 50-something, over 50. We had a thermometer. We knew that. I just don't remember what it was. And we ended up suspending work. I can feel my phone's already getting bloody hot. And anyway, we went back out later on. And, well, I stuck my head out the caravan. We had a caravan. We were sleeping in tents, but we were in the caravan when it was about 50 degrees during the day. We were just packing up our gear. And I stuck my head out the caravan and went, geez, it's a lot cooler out here now. And the other people on the crew went, really? And I said, yeah. So I got out and I had a look at the thermometer. It was 46 degrees. That's the difference between 50 and 46 Celsius. I thought it was a lot cooler. Anyway, my phone feels like it's bloody hot at the moment, so pretty soon it'll probably tell me, put it back in the fridge again. Anyway, I'm enjoying myself. I think I needed this. So now that I've got my 12 volt setup going and the fridge is going there, and I've got my oven if I need it, and I've got my 12 volt fan in the car if I need it. Doubt I'll need it tonight. I'll be fine. Yeah, so it was a good night's sleep. I got more than enough, more than I needed. It wasn't too hot, and it was just slightly cool. There was a little bit of rain during the morning, early in the morning sometime. Just a few spatters on the awning. You could definitely hear the noise of the conveyor belt in the distance during the night. Obviously when the bush quietens down, the noise of the conveyor belt takes over. But you could hardly hear it now. Anyway, I think I'll just go and go for a quick paddle on the river, cast a line a few times. Doubt I'll catch anything, but you know. make some breakfast now, and then I'll probably unfortunately pack up and head back to reality. Well, all packed up. Glad I packed up when I did. It's just rained a little bit, not much, just enough to be a pest. Wind picked up for a bit. It always picks up when you're closing your awning up, and with that XTM awning, the 270-degree awning, obviously it's very susceptible to any kind of wind, especially if you don't have it pegged down. So it's always like Mother Nature knows you've just taken the pegs out. I'll bring the wind up now. Anyway, got it closed up, packed away, no dangers. So anyway, I guess I'll head back to civilization, head back to reality and go to work tonight. Anyway, it's only a short video, as I always do, just short videos pretty much. And it's just a chance to get out and try the new setup with the new ute. And yeah, the only thing that's really got to be fixed up is just the position that the shower annex is. Apart from that, everything's schmicko. Alright, cheers for watching. See yous.